Hi folks, this is Danny at Bradley James Classics, and I'm bringing you today a lovely example of an older restoration. That is a Wolseley 1500. It's a Mark III. It's registered in June 1962. It's showing 64,000 miles, and in this hand I'm carrying around a rather sizable history file, including the invoice when the car was brand new. Now, it looks stunning in birch grey, and the sign of a good restoration is looking this good after over 10 years since it's been restored. Now, birch grey is a lovely period colour for the 50s and 60s, and this one, as I mentioned, looks perfectly in period. I happen to know that it's in our stewardship, because this will be us selling on behalf of the customer who we sold it to. This car has been used in movies, and it's always a popular car that the movie makers ask for if they're dressing the street or they really want that 50s or 60s look. So I'm going to walk around the car quite slowly so we can have a look at it together, and I'll give you an example of how nice the bodywork is. It is very bright and shiny. The chrome is of a good standard with minimal pitting. The grille's in really good order, as is the logo. We've got a choice of wing mirrors and door mirrors. There's no excuse for not seeing what's behind you. It retains its original number plate and period correct plates. It's nice that we've got the wheel embellishers and all the correct chrome. And I'm going to take a walk down this side. It's a very bright day here in Hampshire, so I'm sorry if the sun's a bit too bright for my camera, but I'm hoping you can see from the slow sweep down the sides that the paintwork is very stunning. And a little bit about these cars. Now, they were in their day the compact executive saloon, featuring leather seats and a wooden dashboard. Sprightly performance, because we have a 1500, around 50 brake horsepower B-series engine. Of course, this one's the Wolseley 1500. They also did the Riley 1.5, which was the sportier version. There are more Wolseleys around, and the Riley had twin carbs, and it knocked the BHP up by a chunk, and therefore that was a quicker car. However, this is the luxury compact saloon, and the sort of things we have on these cars is a decent sized boot, which I can show you. Now, there's a little clue to some of the underpinnings of this car. Now, if you can think of any other cars where you put the spare wheel under like that, a little clue is, of course, well, it's the underpinnings of this car. It's the Morris Minor. So lovely suspension in that it soaks up the bumps really well. Very easy to drive, a large steering wheel with small tyres, so it is not a chore to drive an old car without power steering. Actually, I'm going to carry on showing you the bodywork. And the reliability that we've become accustomed to with these B-series engines. They're very simple, easy to look after. This is running on a set of Bridgestone tyres. Underneath is fully undersealed. There's no corrosion, there's no holes. Last MOT, I believe, was no advisories. Since we've looked after this car, I can tell you that it's had a fully overhauled braking system with wheel cylinders front and back. It's had rear hub oil seals. It's had a new radiator. It's had a new water pump. Hoses, anything that's been required on that front, and the car has been a joy to drive. Very reliable, and it's had a lot of money spent on it, keeping it in this condition. So it is a car that could be your everyday working classic, and not just a car for the garage, which would be such a shame because they're such a hoot to drive. And they get along as well. They're by no means a slow car. Driving up the boring old motorways in a classic is never the greatest of fun, but this will keep up with the flow of traffic. You won't feel as if you're the slowest car on the road with the sprightly performance of the 1500 engine. Now, the wooden dashboard is in acceptable but not as new condition. If I get in a bit closer there, you can see there's a little fading on the wood, but not awful. These seats have been fully restained in the correct colour, and they look in really nice condition. And you can see this contrasting blue interior does look rather nice with the grey on the outside. The seats are in good condition, albeit that they do of course show their age somewhat, and they really are an easy car to live with. As you can see, that's the pump. I'll push that button and she's running. A nice exhaust tone too. So we've had a look. We've had a look in the boot. Let's see if we can have a little look under the bonnet as well. The paintwork really is lovely and shiny all over, and it is ready actually to drive exactly how it is, straight to a car show. And you will always get positive comments about the Wolseley 1500 because they are so well loved. Okay, we have our logbook, we have our MOT, and here we are. This is the original bill of receipt from when the car was supplied in Bristol, or Taunton actually. There's a list of previous owners, here's some old MOTs, and then we go back to the really old days of MOTs and various servicing. And I thought it was very nice. There's the old Wolseley accessories handbook and some books from the club and various repairs and servicing over the years, so a comprehensive record of expenditure, all in a nice leatherette folder. I'll have to reach over so I can open up the bonnet for you. That's a pulley underneath where the passenger's going to put his legs, her legs. And I'm going to walk around the front, and with one hand, my little special trick of trying to open up the bonnet. So excuse me one second while I just find exactly where I need to be putting my hands to get this up. Always tricky to do this with one hand. Some are easier to do than others. I'm going to have to put my camera down once. Sorry about this. That was like a world record for opening up a bonnet. And we're back after that little pause. So here's the engine. There's that 1500cc engine. Nice and simple, easy to get to, and a basic little engine that you can work on and tune up yourself. No difficulties with these. And let's just shut that bonnet back up after all that effort. I've got to tell you, I recommend using two hands when opening and shutting the bonnet on a Wolseley 1500. So just to summarise, folks, this is a 1962 Wolseley 1500 in what I would describe way above average condition. It is an older restoration, but it's been looked after very well. It presents beautifully well in its birch grey paintwork, all the correct wheel trims and embellishers and trim. It's been treated to door mirrors as well as the standard mirrors on the wings. The interior is in very nice condition, with the seats having been the leather seats have all been stained into a nice period correct colour scheme, which is the original. Let's have a look in the back. Good chrome. Wow, there's the old starting handle, and there she is. And 64,000 miles is displayed on the speedo, and she's in stock now. A lovely compact classic car which fits in most garages very easily, very easy to live with, to drive. They go well, they're well loved. It's a beautiful looking British classic from the early 1960s, displaying its original number plate, plenty of paperwork, and drives really well. Well, thank you for watching the video, folks. If this car is of interest to you, please get in touch with the usual channels and we'll be happy to invite you down to take a good look at this car, take it for a drive, and we can also help with trading in an existing classic car or helping with transport. We offer competitive delivery rates anywhere in the UK. Now, we have our own garage and all cars are checked over prior to them leaving us, so we can be confident that when they arrive with you, they are in good working order, ready to enjoy. Thank you for watching the video. It's Danny at Bradley James Classics signing out.